everyone, I am so excited for this video and I think you guys are going to be too because it has been so requested ever since I announced that my husband and I are officially part of the TTC community. We are trying to conceive and we want to have a baby. I have been getting so many requests to do a long form video on our TTC journey and basically what it has been up until now and share whatever I'm willing to share. So I thought that would be such a fun video to sit down and film, also because I am someone who likes to create content that I also like to consume. And I am an over consumer of long form content. I kind of use it as my own personal research. And anytime I am entering a new stage in my life, I am watching as many YouTube videos on that topic as I can find, knowing that everyone's experience is going to be different, but I still like to use it kind of as my own little research and start getting prepared for what might be similar to my journey. So I have been watching all of the TTC journey videos that I can. A ton of them don't go into starting your TTC journey right after you get an IUD removed. So I had an IUD as a form of birth control up until obviously I got it removed so we could start trying to conceive. But I was interested in, should I get it removed before the wedding so that my body has some months to regulate? Should I get it removed right after the wedding? Like, I was just trying to look for a lot of that information. And obviously I asked my doctor about it. She actually got pregnant 2 weeks after getting her IUD removed, and that happened to my cousin as well. So I decided to wait until after the wedding to get my IUD removed, just because I didn't want to risk being pregnant at my wedding. My dress was like super duper snatched, and I also know in the first trimester you can be kind of sick, and I just wanted to be able to enjoy my wedding, have some cocktails, have my dress be snatched to the gods. And I also didn't want to be on my period during wedding week or like right before when I'd be PMSing. And I just have to say, I was one of the lucky ones who did not get my period while I had my IUD. And now that I've been getting periods again, I am so thankful that I got to skip so many periods in my life, because the cramps and the PMSing are basically unbearable. And I am so excited to also be pregnant just so I don't have to experience that for 9 months plus. Like, I am already over it. So I like to watch a lot of this content. I couldn't find a ton on people that were trying to conceive directly after getting their IUD removed. How many days after their IUD did they start ovulating again? When did their period come back? Like, that's the stuff I really wanted to know, and that is what I'm going to be sharing with you guys. So if you've been a watcher for a long time, you know that I've been dreaming about being a mom for literally my entire life. So entering this stage of my life has been so exciting. We have been trying and have been unsuccessful for 5 months trying to get pregnant, but it has not hit that point yet where I'm like really discouraged. I know that it takes most people on average around 9 months to a year of trying to actually get pregnant. So I'm not like disappointed yet. I'm just enjoying this journey, and my husband and I are having a lot of fun with it. So obviously it's been fun, and it hasn't like gotten to that point where I'm super disappointed. I will say that obviously I do get like heartbreak when my period starts, and I realize we have to wait a whole nother cycle to start the actual pregnancy journey. But then I remind myself of what these months actually are, and that it has brought my husband and I so much closer together even already. Like, it's wild. So being able to have more months of practicing has been a blessing in disguise. So the very first thing I did to start prepping my body to start trying is starting on a prenatal. For those of you who don't know, my dad is an OBGYN, not mine. Obviously, I think that would be weird, but he is an OBGYN. So I do reach out to him for a lot of questions about this sort of thing. I sent him the vitamin brand that I was thinking of trying to have him review it, and he looked at the supplement facts and all of the data behind it, and he said that he would not add any additional supplements to it and he wouldn't take anything away, which is basically his form of saying A+. I definitely support it. And this is actually a brand that I have a personal tie to. If you guys remember EllenBlair.com back in the day, one of the people who was actually behind the scenes on that website's name was Alex. She went on to be a co-founder of this company. So, I just threw some of the packs everywhere, but this is Perelel. This is the brand I'm taking. This is also our channel partner for today's video, so thank you so much, Perelel, for sponsoring this video. I am going to go through and show you all of the supplements that I am taking right now. Perelel is actually the first OBGYN founded vitamin company, and they have targeted packs for every stage of womanhood. So as you can see, I'm on the conception support pack. So each day I take one of these packs with food and a full glass of water. It has my core prenatal in it. It has an omega DHA plus EPA, CoQ10, and additional folate in it. So I just rip one of these open and I take those pills, and then I'm also taking some additional supplements on the side. So I have the Cycle Support Pack. I think this is really interesting. It says Cycle Support Pack was formulated to ease the side effects associated with your menstrual cycle, including fatigue, bloating, digestive comfort, and changes in mood. As you move through the follicular and luteal phases of your cycle, this daily protocol is targeted to changing hormones. So this is like an add-on to my core prenatal vitamin. You start this pack on the first day of your cycle, and you have your iron ease and your bloat relief for the first 7 days. You're taking 2 pills, then you move on to your PMS support pills. So you can see I'm actually on day 22 of my cycle right now, and I love the packaging of this. If I wasn't already obsessed with this brand because of my personal ties, obviously, to the co-founder, and then also my dad being an OBGYN and fully supporting this, I would love it strictly because of the packaging. I really like it. I also take 2 pills of the fertility support every single day. So this is an antioxidant blend, and it also has additional CoQ10, which is really good for egg health and development, and just kind of like making that egg extra ripe and ready to meet the sperm and hopefully create a baby. There are 2 more products that I use from the brand that aren't prenatal specific, but they are okay to use if you are trying to conceive or if you're pregnant. So the first one is the cellular hydration powder. This is collagen and hyaluronic acid. It's pregnancy and breastfeeding safe, and it's a mango lemonade flavor. This has no added sugar. It replenishes electrolytes and supports skin health and moisture. And so I take a scoop of this every single day in a glass of water, and I froth it up using my little stir stick thing. A lot of hydration powders that I've tried before have a very salty taste to me. I don't know how else to explain it. It just tastes very salty. This one tastes really good. So I am a fan of this literally for life. And then before I go to bed, this my husband and I are actually both taking. He tried it one night because I made him because it was so delicious. And so now we are both doing this every night. You take a cup of warm water and you do 1 scoop of this. It is the sleep support. It promotes sleep and relaxation. It's also pregnancy and breastfeeding safe, gluten-free, soy-free, non-GMO, all that stuff. And this is a honey lemon flavor. It has magnesium and organic lemon balm. And so we take this in a warm glass of water right before we go to bed, and it just kind of is helping us get our best sleep. And so we are loving this. If you are interested in trying out any of the Perelel items, new customers can get 20% off using my code Blair20 through the link in my description down below. So I will make sure to put that there. Also, for every new subscription to the motherhood products, which is basically the conception support pack, any of the trimester supports, or the mom multi, Perelel is going to donate prenatal vitamins to underserved women in the United States who lack access to high quality prenatal health care, which I think is absolutely incredible. They also donate a percentage of their sales to support women's health research and advocacy. So all of that together makes this an absolutely excellent brand, and I am loving the products. So don't forget to check out the links below if you would like to try out any of these. Use my code Blair20. Now let's move on to the next thing I did in my TTC journey to get myself ready to start trying to conceive, and that was getting my IUD removed. So like I said, my doctor actually got pregnant. He told me to start tracking my LH if I was interested in seeing like when I'm actually going to start ovulating, which I was very interested in that because this is part of the information that I couldn't find in a lot of other people's stories. So after I got my IUD removed, I had a positive LH strip, which is your luteinizing hormone, which basically tells you that your body is going to ovulate within 24 to 48 hours, I believe, after. And I do have to say that I know that this is not confirming ovulation, but for the majority of women, it is an indicator that they are about to ovulate. So if we don't get pregnant within like a year, we'll probably go to a fertility clinic and go ahead and run some tests, make sure that I'm actually ovulating and all of that stuff, like make sure that none of my tubes are blocked or anything. But for now, we're just kind of like relying on these strips and hoping that everything works out and just like enjoying the process of it. So 19 days after I got my IUD removed, I ovulated. So I guess I got my positive test on like 18 days, and then 32 days after I got it removed, I started my period. So that was a 32-day kind of like cycle, but my body wasn't sure exactly what was going on because it just had the IUD removed. Those cramps were absolutely awful. I wasn't having a super heavy period though, which I did expect because I thought like, if I haven't had a period in so long, there's probably like a lot that needs to come out, and I guess that's not the way the body works. So it wasn't a super heavy period, but the cramps were really bad. I didn't really notice any like PMS side effects, any mood swings, anything like that. It was really just the cramps that were bad on that first cycle. The next cycle, I had a day 13 ovulation. So I got my positive strip test on day 12, and then I had a 14-day luteal phase. Didn't get pregnant, obviously. That month, my period was still light, but I did have cramping, and I started to get some other PMS symptoms. I actually Googled rage right before your period starts because I couldn't remember if what I was feeling was normal. And according to Dr. Google, it is very common to have some sort of like very emotional like rage feelings right before you start your period. That only happened that month, and then not the next month, but the month after. I got these moments where literally it was nothing anyone did. It was just like I felt very angry and I just wanted to like hit a wall or something. And I'm not that kind of person at all. It is absolutely like a PMS rage moment. Obviously, I didn't do anything. I didn't go around like punching walls, but I wanted to. So yeah, that cycle, didn't get pregnant. My PMS symptoms were coming kind of strong. Still had a kind of lighter cycle in terms of actually bleeding. The following cycle, I had a day 12 ovulation, which is a day 11 positive strip test, and then I had a 14-day luteal phase. My PMS symptoms were pretty normal that month, but I did start getting a heavier flow and a more normal, like where I had to wear heavy tampons for the first couple days of my period and then go down to regular for a day and then go down to light. So that was more what I remember my cycle used to be before I got my IUD. So that has me on a 26-day cycle, and that has been repeating every month since. So I've been ovulating on day 12 and then getting my period 14 days after that. So we are on month 5 of trying. I'm supposed to start my period in 4 days. I'm on cycle day 22 right now, and I typically started on cycle day 26 as of the past few months. I'm also tracking my basal body temperature, and because of that, I think I'm out this cycle. I know they say don't count yourself out until you actually start your period, but my basal body temp has not stayed elevated the way it probably would if I had the extra progesterone in my system to like support the implanting embryo. From my research, that's what I've been able to tell. So I am still treating myself as if I could be pregnant right now. So like I am not eating the things that you're not supposed to eat when you get pregnant. I also have factor V Leiden. So a lot of people I see online talk about like when they start testing, what DPO they start testing. And if it's an early DPO, a lot of people are like, why would you test that early? You're just setting yourself up to see negative. Some people do get positive pregnancy tests starting at 6 DPO. So 6 days after ovulation is when the baby could have implanted if you implant at the earliest possible day, and you would have enough HCG in your body to get that positive pregnancy test. I start testing on 6 DPO because I want to know as soon as I fall pregnant. I need to know because I have to start some preventative things because I have factor V Leiden. So you don't always know everyone's story, and going online and immediately commenting like you're setting yourself up to be disappointed and why would you test so early? That's not even possible to get a positive pregnancy test. It is for some women. It's very rare that you implant that early early and have enough HCG to be able to see it on a pee stick, but it does happen for some women, and you don't know if they have something underlying that they need to know as soon as they are pregnant so that they can start some different protocol. So I have factor V Leiden. It is a blood clotting disorder that especially is something that you want to keep an eye on during pregnancy. So I need to know as soon as I get pregnant. So I do start testing on 6-DPO. I test with first morning urine, and so far it has been negative, and my basal body temperature has not stayed elevated in the luteal phase the way it would if I was probably pregnant. And there are just some different things. Like I feel like I'm gonna start my period soon. I just don't feel pregnant. I know that some women say they feel totally normal. They think they're about to start their period and then they get a positive test, or they even miss their period, which makes them test. And some say they just feel pregnant. I just feel like I'm gonna start my period. I genuinely don't think we're pregnant this month, but like I said, I'm not too worried about it. We're gonna wait for probably a year before we like do anything drastic, like go get tested or anything. Like I said, right now we're just enjoying it. So I guess technically I could be pregnant right now, but I really don't think I am. So we will start trying our 6th cycle here in a few days if I am indeed not pregnant. Like I said, we're not gonna do anything like drastic, like go get checked out or go to a fertility clinic until probably closer to a year of not being able to conceive. Right now, this is still completely in the normal time range, and we are having fun with this season of our life, so I'm not too stressed about it, which I think is good. But I do still obviously get disappointed every morning when I take a pregnancy test and it's negative, because I'm just waiting for that morning when it is positive. And the first couple cycles I was like filming when I would read the test because I was so sure it was going to be positive and I wanted to get my reaction. But now I like don't even set up my phone to film anymore when I'm taking the test, because I just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna know when it's gonna be positive, and maybe that's completely naive, but there are some other things I've been doing in my life to start prepping. Something I've done that was probably one of the hardest things, but Elle, my sister, actually recommended that I do this, was go ahead and cut myself down to 1 cup of coffee a day. You really want to watch your caffeine intake when you are pregnant, and so they recommend just having 1 cup of coffee a day if you are a coffee drinker, or sticking below, I believe it's 200 milligrams of caffeine a day. So I was habitually a 3 coffees a day drinker, sometimes going up to 4, and so cutting back to 1, Elle said, go ahead and do it before you're pregnant, because if you are like sick in your first trimester, the last thing you want to do is be also battling the caffeine withdrawal headaches. So she was like, go ahead and just get it over with. So I went ahead and got myself down to 1 cup of coffee a day. I keep myself below 200 milligrams of caffeine a day. And that is just to make sure that I can feel as good as possible during the first trimester when these changes need to happen in my body anyways. And honestly, the first couple weeks of that were kind of painful. Like I was getting the caffeine headaches and I was craving another cup, but now I feel like I'm down to 1 cup of coffee a day. And like when I'm finished with that cup of coffee, I'm not really craving another one for caffeine's sake. Sometimes I crave it for the flavor, in which case I will just switch to decaf. But I have noticed that like I've been totally fine with that. I also got a prenatal pillow because I was positive I was pregnant 1 cycle, and so I went ahead and got the pillow. I am sleeping with it every single night, and I really love it. It's one of those like mom cozy U-shaped ones, and it wraps around my whole body, and I like snuggle onto it at night. I don't think my husband loves it, so I might put it away for a little while and wait until I actually need it when I'm pregnant, but it is so comfy and cozy, and I just love it so much. So I'm glad I went ahead and got that. I also cleared out a closet in my house because, again, I was positive I was pregnant 1 month, and decided that we needed space to start like storing all of the baby stuff we would be buying. Obviously, I wasn't pregnant that month, but now I have an empty closet. So as we do start getting some baby things, we can put it in there. Last thing that I have written down on my notes is that I took all of my retinol products out of my skincare routine, and then I went through with all of my beauty products and I checked them to make sure that they were pregnancy safe. I did have to switch a few out, but honestly, not as many as I was expecting, which was really nice because I have seen people that are like, I'm overhauling my routine because I'm pregnant and they're replacing almost every product. But from what I can tell on Google and obviously like talking to my dad and stuff, most of my products were okay to stay. So that is how I've been prepping my body to try to conceive and kind of what's been going on. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna handle announcing when I actually do get pregnant because I feel like I've been so open with you guys most months being like, I'm not pregnant this month. I feel like it's just gonna be a dead giveaway the first month that I'm like, not saying anything about it, but I also don't know if I want to announce until we're in like the safe zone after 12 weeks. So it might be that I just kind of go a little radio silent on the topic. I definitely won't ever lie to you guys. Like I won't be like, no, I'm not pregnant if I am pregnant, obviously. But if I'm just like not addressing are you pregnant comments, then maybe you guys can start kind of like, I don't know, coming to your own conclusions, but hopefully it happens within the next few months for us. Oh, I'm drinking a lot of pomegranate juice and eating a lot of carrots. Those are two things that I've added into my daily routine. So I do 8 ounces of pomegranate juice every single day. And then I am just like snacking on baby carrots throughout the day as I get hungry or want a snack or remember. I will just eat a handful of those because both of those are supposed to be really good for your uterine lining and like your eggs. I don't know. I saw it online, so I'm trying it out. If there are any other foods that are really good for it, I know that like fish that's high in omegas is really good. So I've been eating more fish than I typically do. Cooked fish, not raw fish. I've been staying away from deli meats for now. I know obviously I don't have to do these things until I'm actually pregnant, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's been fun for me. I've been waiting for this moment and this like season of my life for so long that I'm just excited to be in it now and I'm just enjoying it. And like those little things like, oh, I can't have sushi right now. Like I know I can, but I don't know, it's just been really fun for me. I'm so excited to do like what's in my hospital bags and do a nursery tour, all of these things that I've been living vicariously through other people watching their videos, and now I'm like on the cusp of getting to experience them myself. I am just so freaking excited and I can't wait to film some of that content. Like I'm so excited and I can't wait. Thank you guys so much for watching. I think that is everything I can think of to share for our TTC journey. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them below. If you are currently in this process as well, I'm sending all of the baby dust to you, and I'm also collecting it if anyone wants to send baby dust to us. And yeah, we're just in a really great part of our journey and our life and our season together, and I'm just enjoying every freaking moment of it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.